My husband doesn't know what's going on. The other gentleman does know that I am married, and I don't want to leave my husband, but I don't want to break things off with this other gentleman either.
So let me give you another side to this, okay?
Okay.
Number one, I don't think you love your husband. I don't. I think you love the idea of the security that 7+ years of quasi-stable relationship brings. I also think deep down you understand that you are with somebody of so little character that he doesn't mind blowing up another family so he can hook up with somebody.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King titled "Her Ultimatum Backfired When He Divorced Her Instead." I love to see stories like this, guys, where a woman brings up a stupid ultimatum or a demand, and the dude just turns around and says, you know what? I'm sick of this nonsense. Get the hell out. I find it incredibly funny. Let's jump into the video.
You hear women, they say, how much does a man need to make? And they're like, $1 million a year. They have to make minimum to date them.
Women have no clue what they want. They want a dad bod, but the dad bod's Jason Momoa. Just never ask a woman her opinion because she doesn't know what she's talking about. And they said, yeah, we like dad bods. We don't like bodybuilders. And then I turned to the woman. I said, so what do you think of me? She's like, yeah, you have a good dad bod. I'm like, I'm a professional bodybuilder. What are you talking about?
Social media has warped the minds of women. They think that if a man is only slightly below being completely jacked, then it's just a dad bod, and even then they won't find that attractive.
So WNBA players were wearing a t-shirt that reads, "Pay us what you owe us." Okay, let's do the math. So the WNBA lost $40 million in 2024 and is projected to lose the same in 2025. The NBA subsidizes $15 million of this loss annually. So after the subsidy is paid out, that's still $25 million in losses. You have 144 players in the WNBA. That means it's $173,611 per player. The average salary of WNBA players is $147,745, way too much.
WNBA players are representing a product that people don't want. They aren't interested in buying tickets or buying their memorabilia. They're getting paid to fail, and they're still demanding more.
Meaning you'd have to take a full pay cut to reduce down the $173,000 in debt that all of you owe, and then you would have to pay out $28,836 just to play in the WNBA to be at break even. Nobody owes you anything, but actually all of you owe $28,836. That is so tough.
These women get to play basketball on a national scale. They are given endless exposure on television and social media, but they think the solution is to just get paid more money. Not a great plan.
There's a trend right now where people are saying, I go to bed at 8 o'clock, I'm married, I have kids, I'm very stable in my life right now. And then they go to a next slide where they say, oh, but there was a time. And it's always like, hey, I did some crazy stuff. For guys, it's always, I was in the military, I did law enforcement, or I worked in like the oil field or something like that. Some kind of crazy construction related project. But for women, it's always like, I haven't seen one that is not this. Every single woman, it's always, I was extremely promiscuous.
Modern women love to say that the past doesn't matter, but they refuse to understand that that is the most important thing that matters because it shows what kind of a person they really are. They can't hide that, and they think they can get away with it.
Every single one. Normally, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, you can do whatever you want. If you want to make bad decisions, I'm not going to stop you. I don't care. Do whatever you want. But a lot of these women are putting pictures of themselves with men who are not their husband, that are pictured in the first picture. So it's a different man they're with. And they're saying, oh, but there was a time. Why are you disrespecting your man like that? Why are you disrespecting your family like that? That is, do you have no shame or sense of morality or accountability?
That's why their pasts will always matter. When they post crap like that online, they are telling the world that not only do they not have respect for themselves, but they don't care for their husbands or even their own children.
Like, no. I'm not giving my son up for adoption, and that's it.
This is adoption papers.
For who?
For Elijah.
I don't understand.
I want to put Elijah up for adoption.
Well, no, you're not gonna do that. First of all, you're not gonna do that.
Give it back.
How are you gonna do that without even talking to me about it?
Elijah up for adoption.
Well, we're not putting Elijah up for adoption. This is your son. Like, you're gonna be with him all the way until he's 18 and past that. That's your baby boy. Like, No, all you gotta do is love him, be his mom, and that's it. Like, don't talk about no adoption.
It's unforgivable how this woman thinks that she can just put up her own child for adoption and not consult with her son's father in the matter. This is what men are talking about when they say that they don't have reproductive rights, by the way.
And whatever stress like you have being a mom, like just talk to me about it. I'm pretty sure we can work it out. I can help you. Like if there's any way I can help you, let me know.
Are you done? I'm trying to let you talk.
Are you serious, bro?
Are you done?
Why are you being so rude?
How
How about we give you up for adoption? How about me and Elijah, we stay in the house and we move on and we give you up for adoption?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've known me longer than Elijah. You've only known Elijah for 1 year.
Yeah, but listen, that's my son. I'm not going to leave my son alone by himself.
But you've only known him for 1 year.
No, I'm not going to leave him alone to figure things out, bro.
What she's doing is disgusting. She's trying to make this man choose between a woman who wants to put his son up for adoption and the son he wants to raise. For a man like this, there is no choice to be made.
No, I already signed him.
You already signed him. What do you mean you already
We're
signed
gonna
him?
put him up for
You
adoption.
did not sign nothing without me. What do you
Yes, I
mean?
did.
You can't sign anything without
his
me.
mom.
No. What kind of person just gives their son up for adoption after his first birthday? I thought way better of you. I would never imagine you doing something like this. Your mom.
Not gonna change my mind. Like, I'm putting him up for adoption, and that's
No,
it.
you're not.
He's gonna go with the great family.
No, you're not. You're not putting him up for adoption. You're not putting him up for adoption.
No.
I got to about those pictures. I'm not giving my son up for adoption.
No.
That's it.
What do you? Whoa. Thank you. I can explain.
Imagine being this woman's son and being old enough to see this video and finding out that your own mother didn't love you enough to want to take care of you. That causes permanent damage to children.
Men are not strong. Men are not brave. Men are afraid. Men are weak.
Let me tell you something about women.
Huh. Hey.
Women would have us believe that they are the victims, that we break their hearts for sport. They say they want true love, but all they want is a checklist. Is he perfect? Is he handsome? Is he a doctor? For you men who fit the criteria, don't kid yourselves, because they're not sleeping with you. They're sleeping with a carefully calculated set of venal choices.
Modern women have set up a world so that no matter what, not only are they the victims in virtually every circumstance, but it's always the men's fault for their decisions. Strong and independent indeed.
Money over substance, looks over soul, polish over principles. No gesture, no matter how real or romantic, will ever compensate for a really impressive list of credentials. That's the ugly truth. A girl in heat for two guys will always choose the one with the better resume.
And even if that woman chooses the guy with the better resume, she will still come up with some absurd excuse to screw everything up and blame it on him for the unhappiness that she forced on herself.
A man with money is expected to share, but a woman with money is told she doesn't need a man. Same income, totally different rules. Let me explain before you get mad. In our culture, men are taught from day one that if they're not earning, they're failing. If they can't provide, they're not real men. If they don't pick up the check, they're broke or stingy. A man's value is often reduced to his financial output. Now flip the script. When women become successful, we don't expect them to carry anybody. In fact, we celebrate it as a form of freedom. Yes, queen, you're independent. She doesn't need a man. He's expected to provide, but she's expected to escape. Because if we really want partnership, then we need to stop placing all the financial burden on one side, while celebrating freedom on the other.
If you point this out to any modern woman, her response will be that she's allowed to celebrate this because women weren't allowed to have bank accounts until the 1970s, which is not only false, by the way, it's also just nonsense.
Well, if they're that old and they still want younger girls, there's also a problem.
Let's say if he's 40, dating a 20-year-old, would that be weird?
It's pushing it.
Pushing it.
100%. You should have morals as men and as women.
There we go. So
where you do not look at women under a certain age or at that point because it's just morally.
Okay, so you think it's immoral. Who agrees with her? Show of hands.
I don't really know.
It's funny how these women are so fast to condemn men for wanting younger women, but when they were younger, they were more often than not chasing after significantly older men, but they will be quick to leave out that little detail.
It's funny because all of you women have on makeup. The makeup is to cover up wrinkles, to cover up blemishes, to make you look younger. So you're always trying to present yourself in the most youthful way. So with that being said, it can't be immoral if you're actually trying to look young to the guys that you're dating. Like, you're 40 years old, but you're putting on makeup trying to look young. Well, if you think that it's weird, Why don't you not put on makeup and just actually try to look your age?
Modern women have tried to convince the planet that they just use makeup for themselves to make themselves feel better, that they just do it for them. But that makes no sense because they also love to complain about why men don't want them.
Y'all have to see this.
Would you mind telling me the quick story of how you first met?
I was chasing her for years. She didn't respond to me, but I never gave up. Now I know some of y'all gonna be like, what's wrong with that response? He was just persistent. Listen to the reason.
What made you respond eventually?
I got older after a while, and I was like, you know what, it's time to go. The egg's gonna get scrambled after a while.
I don't even know how he just sat there. I would have hit that phone with one of these.
Her 3-year-old child.
She openly admitted to his face that she was quote-unquote settling for him. That is a massive insult geared towards making that man feel as small as possible, and honestly, that is just not something you tolerate.
And the worst part about this is she gave him a chance finally 6 years ago. He was chasing her 5 years before that. After all that persistence, her reasoning for getting with him was, well, I was getting older, the eggs are about to get scrambled. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, that's how you'll be able to tell if I'm in a hostage situation. If I'm on camera standing and smiling and a lady says, well, you know, Ryan was just chasing after me for years and I just finally gave him a chance. Call 911, call SWAT, call the FBI, call CIA, I've been kidnapped and I'm being held against my will.
He explained it perfectly. When a woman talks about her man that way, he's not actually in a relationship, she's holding him hostage, and he's supposed to just laugh it off. She has no idea how insulting she's being right now. She's recording this just to spite her man, to prove that she doesn't need him. No man ever wants to hear or see that kind of behavior from his woman.
My husband and I have been married for 17 years. We got to the biggest fight we've ever gotten into, ever. Over our toilet water. You tell me if I'm overreacting, because I really don't think I am. Okay, so here's what happened. Every single time I go out of town, my husband's incredible. Like, I travel a lot for work. I come home. He's so great about cleaning the house, doing the laundry, you know, keeping up with the kitchen. The house is always immaculate when I come home. Somehow this man got it into his head that, you know what would be really cool is if you put one of those giant blue hockey discs in the back of your toilet water so that every time you flush, the toilet comes out blue. The toilet water comes out blue. Like we live at a 7-Eleven or something.
Even when her husband breaks his back to try and make his wife's life easier, she still not only needs to find a reason to get angry with him, but she also needs to shame him online for something incredibly petty.
So I come home, I'm using, like, I go to the bathroom and I'm like, why is the water blue? And he's like, oh, I bought these things to put in the back of the toilet. I was like, what were you doing at the store? Looking at the aisle of all the things for cleaning items for the house where you thought that would be a good idea. Take me through that. He's like, you're making such a big deal. You're being so dramatic. I'm like, I am not being dramatic. So for a month, I'm flushing the toilet and it's still blue. And I'm complaining about it every day. I'm like, Nick, I can't live like this anymore. I cannot live with the blue toilet water.
She is most certainly overreacting. Her life is so good that this is the only thing she can complain about. It is such a non-issue, but she doesn't care, just so long as she can be right and cause problems. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.